Alright, so as I said in my last video, I had 3 new starships that showed up from Eaglemoss. I was very excited to get these. The first was the USS Buran Challenger class from the Next Generation era. It was one of the basically pieces of debris from the Battle of Wolf 359 with the Borg. Today, I have the Nebula class. This here is the special new packaging. I guess they call it the collector's edition or something like that. Um, but the Nebula class has always been one of my favorite designs of starships, and I think even though it was featured quite often in Next Generation and then later at the end of the film Generations, I think it really could have had a bigger history of its own, a little bit more going on. A show featuring a Nebula class would have been great. When you think about it, this ship is not a whole lot smaller than the Galaxy class itself, and in fact, in some ways, could be considered more advanced because of the fact that you had this massive saucer, you still had the primary hull, you still had like basically all the primary components of the Galaxy class starship, which is what the Enterprise D was. However, you also had these additional pods up here. You know, they could be weapon pods and sensor pods, almost like an AWACS pod. And then one of them actually, I think, was it the Phoenix? Or one of the variations had 2 smaller engines on it. So in some ways, it honestly felt like the Nebula had the potential to be a more advanced ship than the Galaxy class. Some lore sources think that it may have actually existed before the Galaxy, and then the Galaxy was spawned out of the design of the Nebula. This having to do with some of the registration numbers and things like that. Um, and this could have been a great explorer, and of course, in combat, it was held its own, especially with the pod that had the torpedoes on it, and the AWACS, could have been used in combat situations. This looks like it could be a really good magazine here, talking all about the Nebula class and its history and design. But I know you're not here for this. This is all information you could find on the internet. No one cares. So, let's get to the ship itself. I believe this is the USS Honshu is the actual name of this ship. Let's see if packaging is a little bit different. I haven't opened one of these collector's edition boxes yet. I believe that's what it is, collector's edition. That is pretty good size. Ooh, I feel the nacelle moving around there. Hopefully that's safe. Oh man, it's heavy too. Man, I like this. One of the reasons why you buy a die-cast ship or model versus like a standard model kit where it's plastic or PVC or whatever, you get that heft to it. The metal part of it is what you're going for. So let's set these aside for the moment. Let's take a look. I felt, and it worries me. Yeah, that feels a little. Yep. Good thing this is just going to sit on a stand. The engines actually look. Ooh. That's a little disappointing. The engines look okay, but the alignment on that pod up there is not very good. I don't know if I could work that over into place without snapping it off. And I don't know if it would be worth going through the trouble. I've heard people say if you send these back to them, they will replace them. I haven't looked into that too much because I haven't had a model yet that had an issue that bad. But let's take a look at the rest. We have NCC 60205, USS Honshu. A lot of detailing here. Like I said, very much a Galaxy class design with the saucer section. Pretty much lifted the same saucer. The primary hull is a little bit different down here, or the engineering hull. On that deflector, wish I could get to focus on that. No translucent pieces, just paint work, but nothing bad there. It looks okay. The engines have the nice translucent pieces on the Bassards and the engine itself, the nacelles. Really good detailing up here as well. Even up to the, dang, the light's right here by the bridge. the windows. That looks good. Got your phaser strip, your transporter arrays there. And then the pod. Let's see. How's it look? Looks like, I mean, it's got nice detailing, good paint work and everything. You see like where the torpedo launchers would be there. Bring that up a little closer. Yeah, that is really unfortunate. Like I said, I may try to mess around with it. I may also contact Eaglemoss, and yeah, cause see that feels pretty like sturdy, but at the same time, if you just push a little too hard, that feels like it's gonna snap off too. So quite a shame, because otherwise this is a great model. I really like it. Let's see if I can get the registry on the pylon there. Just focus. I don't think it's going to focus. I'm sorry for that. Yep. Otherwise, this is a really good looking ship and a really nice model. It's got nice heft to it. Top feels like plastic. That's the metal there, but this is a pretty darn good sized saucer, so all that being metal. That's plastic, it feels like. Yeah. So it feels like primarily it's that saucer part. The rest is the plastic. I'm going to get it up on the stand and see how it looks. Alright, there it is on the stand. This one's a little bit, I guess we'll say, interesting the way it goes on. As you can see, the way the grooves are done there. It captures both the pylons and the top of the saucer section there to hold it in place. Kind of squeeze it in there, it grabs them. Fairly secure. Kind of hangs back on the stand there a little bit, with a nice upward thrust, thrusting view. So you do get to see kind of the underside of the ship if it's sitting on a shelf. So it should be a good one for display. Like I said, this is the first time I've really had one of these things have a defect that's really going to bother me, and I don't know if I can get past that right there. That's pretty darn crooked. I was worried about the nacelles when I pulled it out because I felt them a little bit on the wobbly side, but they're secure. They move a little bit. This right here is going to be the problem. But 7 out of 10 when it comes to that, 8 out of 10. Like it's this, the entire ship is great. It's just this is crooked. It needs to be tilted back. So anyways, I will try to get some photos of it up after the video as well. But there we have it, the USS Honshu Nebula class, next generation.